At bat, Dick Dietz of the Giants. Dietz's home run makes the score 4-2. National League still behind. Bud Harrelson up next.
First, the talk about Blue is his remarkable control at the age of 21. Koufax didn't arrive as a great pitcher until he was 27, 26. Lefty Grove until he was 27. It seems to take left-handers longer, but not this youngster. He's walked only 2.7 batters every 9 innings this year. Very good control. Bench lofts a high pop foul back toward the seats. Freehand going over, and it's out of play. 1 strike. And Vida Blue, in his last 2 starts, he pitched 9 innings and an 11-inning game where he struck out 17 against the Angels. Didn't win or didn't lose. He left with a score 0-0. He hasn't walked a man in his last 20 innings. That's truly remarkable. Stargell on first, 1 out. 1 strike to Johnny Bench. No score in the top of the 2nd. There's a high drive to deep right center. That one is going, and it is gone in the upper deck. A tremendous drive on a high outside pitch by Johnny Bench. I was just about to say that Blue doesn't give up many homers either.
Kurt, that's the kind of pitch you rarely see hit off a hard-throwing fastball pitcher like Vida Blue or a Koufax or any other hard thrower. A pitch high and almost in the eyes of Johnny Bench. That's the ball that usually really moves.
The All-Star game has not been Henry Aaron's bag. Ball 1. He's played in a lot of them, but he's hit only 175. He's had 10 hits, and they've all been singles. Tonight he wants his first extra base All-Star hit. Strike. Something else he wants is to break Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. He is 98 behind Babe Ruth. His knee holds up, but his health continues good. He might have a chance. One ball, 1 strike. You know, it's odd, Tony. He's 4th of all time in extra base hits in baseball, and he can't get an extra base hit in an All-Star game, as many as he's played in. 2 down, nobody on. 3rd inning, the National League ahead, 2-0. That one had something on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mention that bad knee of Henry Aaron. He's had fluid drained off the knee something like 8 times, he was telling me, since spring training. Puffs up, he's got to get out of the lineup. It starts hurting him too much.
A high fly ball, the wind carrying that one out, and it is gone in the upper deck. Henry Aaron gets his first extra base hit, his first All-Star homer, and 2 right-handed batters have hit home runs to the opposite field off Vida Blue.
Blue did not make a bad pitch, it didn't look like. The ball looked like it was almost by Henry. He just kind of waved at the ball, just flipped at it with those quick hands. Just warming up Willie Davis.
Reggie Jackson, La Rochelle, still in the National League bullpen, batting .272 for Oakland. 17 homers. He's bounced back this year. 41 runs batted in. A fine all-around player. Good defensive outfielder, base runner, and thrower. And, of course, real power, especially for this ballpark, at the strike to him. Aparicio on first, nobody out. Went for the high, fast one and fouls it back, and Ellis quickly has him 2 strikes.
Aparicio on first base, but even at that, Willie McCovey with the National League ahead 3-0, not holding him on. He wants to protect that hole, take away some of the ground between Beckert and himself.
Two strike count. Foul again.
Ellis throwing the ball right by Reggie Jackson. Ellis had been going with his slider off and on, throwing fastballs and some pretty hard ones. He's had arm trouble for the Pirates at times this year, but it usually occurs about the 6th or 7th inning when his arm starts tiring.
He hasn't pitched since last Tuesday. He's had 6 full days of rest. Pirates were rained out on Sunday when he was scheduled to pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reggie Jackson. Doc Ellis pitched a no-hitter at San Diego in June of 1970. He walked 8 in that game, hit a batter, and still pitched a no-hit, no-run game. There's a long drive. That one is going way up. It is off the roof. That hit the transformer up there. A tremendous smash. Only 8 players have hit the ball over the roof there in Detroit. And Jackson nearly did it then out of the ballpark.
It's been done 13 times, Kurt. Norm Cash has done it the most, 4 times. Mantle has done it 3. Williams has done it. But that one was really a smash, more toward right center
Umpiring
field.
at third is Doug Harvey of the National League. Don Denker is on the right field line, and Nick Colosi on the left field line. Rod Carew at first, 2 down. Frank Robinson up. He grounded the short his first time. A strike to him. National League ahead 3-2 in the last of the third. One and one. Covey holding against Carew. Runner going. Foul ball. They were playing hit and run.
Frank Robinson, seeing that runner breaking, saw the wide open hole as Glenn Beckert had left his position. Tried to shoot one through that area. A little bit late.
A 1 ball, 2 strike count to Frank Robinson. Carew at first, 2 down.
Like Frank is trying to take advantage of that wind. Like he was hitting late, trying to get the ball in the air.
He's got a drive deep to right field. That ball is going. It is gone. A home run.
Curtin, they talk about place hitting. I've got to believe that Frank Robinson, the last 2 swings.
Harmon Killebrew now will be hitting in Norm Cash's spot. And then Brooks Robinson on deck. The killer. Jenkins has won 13 and lost 8 for the Cubs. A ball to Killebrew. He's the only National Leaguer who's won 20 games in each of the last 4 years. 20, 20, 21, and 22. Foul ball. He'll probably win at least 20 again this year. We have warm-up action in the National League bullpen. Don Wilson of Houston, who replaced the injured Larry Dierker, now warming up. The American League ahead 4-3 in the last of the 6th inning. Al Kaline at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harmon Killebrew. 1-2.
Jenkins can be murder, as you just saw in that last pitch, on the right-handed hitters. He comes from the side with that sweeping curve. Throws that crossfire fastball to catch the outside part of the plate. He's got good control. Kessinger at short, playing well over in the hole for Killebrew, expecting him to pull the ball. So is the outfield.
2-2. Killebrew's average 257 with the Twins. 11 homers, way below his usual pace this time of year. But 60 runs batted in. He's leading the American League in RBI. 2 more homers, and he'll have 500 lifetime homers. 3-2. You can't wander far off that bag against Johnny Bench. He makes those quick snap throws.
Killebrew looking down at Billy Hunter, the third base coach, looking to see if he's going to have K-line moving.
There he goes. There's a long belt to deep left. That one's up. It is gone. A home run for Killebrew.
Killebrew really lifted that one, Kurt. A low sinker ball.
Defensively, George Scott is, but he's not here tonight. Killebrew's at first, and Thurman Munson has gone behind the plate. So with a 3-run lead now, they're going to try and hold it with Lolich and their best defensive players. 1 out, nobody on. Clemente struck out his first time. He placed inside to him for a ball. Hank Aaron in the 4th inning.
Lolich has surprised a couple of these National League hitters. He surprised Bonds on the called third strike with that good sharp breaking curve, and he looked like he just surprised Roberto Clemente with a pretty hard fastball.
1 ball, no strikes. At the knees, 1-1. He won the 3 games for the Tigers when they beat the Cardinals, and he beat Bob Gibson in that dramatic 7th game at St. Louis. Pitching on 2 days rest. The 1-1 pitch. Let up high. Ball 2, 2-1.
Clemente looked like he turned to Frank Umont, the plate umpire, and saying, yeah, let him get that one down in the strike zone. It looked like he was fooled much on the changeup.
On deck is Lee May. Same pitch and high. Ball 3. Clemente said, why wasn't that in the strike zone? I'd like to have that one. 1 out, nobody on. Clemente had 10 hits in a doubleheader last August against the Dodgers. A lot of hits in one day. 3-1 to him. It's a high fly into deep right center. Amos Otis way back. That one's going, and it is gone. Almost in the same spot as Johnny Bench's in the upper deck in right center. I've never seen so many long drives to the opposite field by right-handed batters that we've had in this game. That's another tremendous shot for a right-hander.
The big league. And remember, Harry Walker once managed and coached Roberto Clemente.
All right, Henry Aaron has been called out on strikes and flied out. No matter what you call it. Hammering Hank. Hank the hammer. Bad Henry. He's bad news at home plate to an opposing pitcher. He and Perry, of course, opposed each other many times. Perry most of his career in the National League. Cedeno is quite a base stealer. He's at first. 2 down. 1-0. The American League ahead. It's the last of the 6th inning.
See Perry shaking off his young catcher, Carlton Fisk.
There's a drive in the deep left. Way back, way back. It is good, a home run.
Our next Monday night baseball telecast will be 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time from Tiger Stadium, Detroit. The Red Sox and the Tigers. Cookie Rojas batting .298. We're talking about that Kansas City Ball Club, which has emerged as quite a hitting team. Their entire outfield now ranks 1, 2, 3 in batting in the American League. Scheinblum, Piniella, and Otis. Rojas looks at a curve at the knees for a strike.
Kurt, you've got to wonder if manager Earl Weaver is trying to get Rojas in the game, or if something happened to Rod Carew. This would be completely against percentages, of course. Carew is a left-hand hitter, been on base twice, yet he's taken out of the ball game. he may have injured himself.
Rich Scheinblum's on deck. Rojas hitting for Rod Carew at the top of the American League batting order. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlton Fisk at first, 2 down.
Tug McGraw, the left-hander, Clay Carroll, the right-hander, up once again for the National League All-Star team.
And Wilbur Wood will come in to pitch for the American League in the last of the 8th. 1-2 to Cookie Rojas. He was trying to go to right behind the runner.
Gene Mock, who said of Cookie Rojas when he managed him at Philadelphia, this is the best all-around ball player and most unselfish player he has ever seen. Gives himself up.
And he hits a drive to deep left. Back, and that ball is gone. A home run by Cookie Rojas. Rojas, the one player you think would not hit the long ball in the late innings, has done it to put the American League out in front now, 3-2.
Johnny Bench tests American League hurler Bill Singer in the 4th. Johnny Bench's home run gives the National League a 2-run margin, 3-1 for the first time. Bond's tremendous home run extends the National League lead to 5-1. But right now, he's concerned with Willie Davis, and he switches to the curve for strike 1. Another curve, strike 2. Does Ryan have Davis set up for the fastball? Here it comes, and there it goes. Willie Davis waited for the famous Ryan fastball and then gave it a ride. It's 2 more National League runs, and the score is now 7-1.
The leadoff position in the National League order's up. This is his first time up in the game. John Grubb, who went in defensively, is going to bat 5th, Kessinger 8th, and McLaughlin 9th. Reggie enjoying an outstanding year with the Cardinals. Been up among the leaders all year. Dave Cash is out on deck. There's a foul down the right field line. Cash will hit for Morgan.
Marshall has walked in from the National League bullpen, so we could see him, and you've got to expect that if Yogi goes with his lead in the 8th or 9th. There's Mike Marshall, center of your picture.
4-2, National League ahead. Change up. There goes that. Look out.
The ball hit right on the top of the National League dugout as it slipped out of the hands of Reggie Smith and wrapped around the shoulder of that lady sitting there with her hand in front of her face.
Want the bat, somebody said?
Usher right there to see if she needs medical assistance, but she's saying, I'm all right.
She's
Nice
not going to
smile.
leave.
She's not going to leave this game.
Yes, sir. Well, it turned out well. It turned out well.
Reggie over at the dugout now looking over the top, waving to her, asking if she's all right, pointing to her.
They have a souvenir of the All-Star game. He let him keep the bat. And they give Reggie a hand, and also a hand that no one was injured behind the National League dugout. Smith is 3rd in the National League in batting with a .321 average. Jim Hunter working his 2nd inning. There's a long drive, going, and Jackson didn't even move in right field, just looked up. That ball was really tagged by Reggie Smith, the first homer of the game.
Did he know?
Garvey, ball one to him. Consistency is the best term to describe Garvey. Hitting .318, 11 homers, 56 runs batted in. There's a long drive. That one's deep. It is going. It is gone. A home run. The league has jumped off to a 1-0 lead, and Garvey is making a bid to win the Most Valuable Player award of the All-Star game again. He won it last year.
You act like that.
Look at that
Put
short-
little boys in there.
Jimmy Wynn was going to the left field seats also as he followed him. Wynn's average .270, 14 homers, 44 RBIs. You know, usually have the parade of quotes just before the All-Star game. Oh, I don't really want to play. I'd rather rest. We were in St. Louis, Joe, Saturday, and Tony and I said to Jim, you want to go there? He says, sure I do. He said, I don't know why he even said it, he said. It's a great honor. Curve, there's a high drive in the deep left. Rudy's backing up. That one is gone. It sort of kept sailing. Back-to-back home runs by Dodgers. Steve Garvey and Jimmy Wynn.
Look at that bench. They're all waiting for Jimmy Wynn.
And
He'll be the batter for Busby. Or Cott, rather.
he has been red hot the last month.
.313, 10 home runs, 40 runs batted in. 5-for-5 game on Sunday. He's 12 for his last 23. That's a Little League average, over 500. Carl Yastrzemski. National League leading 3-0, bottom of the 6th. Well hit, deep to right field. This ball could be gone. Back, home run.
Goes Bernie Brewer, just disappeared to the suds. He has caught fire. He raised his average from 210 to 313. No doubt about that one. And the American League finally got that big hit. In 4 votes.
I beg your pardon?
That's here's George Foster now. They'll play him to pull the ball. This fellow does not look like he weighs 190 pounds, but let me tell you, he is. Now, Morgan, of course, is a very definite threat to be running. He's already stolen 23 bases this year. Look at the lead he gets off that bag. He takes the break, and the ball's hit foul down the left field line. In and out of that picnic area they have here in the Vet Stadium.
That is not one of the All-Stars. That's one of the ball girls here in Philadelphia.
There's that
I'm
picnic
stationed on
area.
each line.
Yeah, but very delightful little area there, and you see that lovely young lady. And a happy fan got the baseball, an all-star souvenir. This game really does it to you, doesn't it? That's hit deep left center field, and Lynn's going for it. So is LaFleur, and you can kiss it goodbye.
Concepcion, the shortstop. You see him go back now on this little pop-up off the bat of Thurman Munson. One of the fine shortstops in baseball. Having a fine year for Cincinnati. That was a Tom Seaver slider low inside. Fred Lynn, his first time up back in the second inning. Foul to the first baseman. 2-0. The New York Mets premier right-hander, Tom Seaver. In the air, right field deep. It's got a chance to get out of here for Lynn. Gone. Home run. Well, Freddie Lynn has just put the American League on the scoreboard. He drove one out of here to deep right field. And it's now a 4-1 ball game as you look at a happy Fred Lynn.
Well, I'll tell you, Tommy got something up, and Tommy has a good home run pitch. Most good control pitchers do, and that makes it a 4-1 ball game.
There you see the American League bench finally got something to cheer
about. This will be the first time in the history of the playoffs that all the playoffs will be seen at night during prime time. Of course, some of the day, but the night games will be in prime time. 5-1 National League leading. Here's Cesar Cedeno. Tanana to the stretch. Griffey at first. 2 outs inside.
We told you earlier that Frank Tanana is one of the harder throwers in the American League.
Bob Boone on deck.
He on our jugs machine. We've got him around 95 miles an hour. That's his fastball.
Griffey at first with 2 outs. The pitch to Cedeno is a strike. Gum-chewing Frank Tanana. More players getting away from the tobacco and more gum chewers now. What did you chew, Bob?
I chew tobacco, but there's less players getting sick now, too.
The eye for a ball to Cedeno.
No, I chewed tobacco. I got hit in the throat a couple of times with foul balls and actually really did swallow it. And I kind of got away from it after that.
Bottom of the 8th, 5-1 National League. The 2-ball, 1-strike pitch to Cesar Cedeno. Griffey at first. Outside for a ball. Let's see, looking ahead in the 9th inning, if Darrell Johnson does go to the bench and play Chambliss a notice. If he does, everyone will have been in the game, excluding 5 of the American League pitchers. National League to take it a step farther even. They have won 23 of the last 29 All-Star games, just completely dominating the All-Star Classic. And it didn't start out that way. American League won 12 of the first 16. Last time the American League won a ball game, 1971.
I know they've been few and in between, Warner, because the National League has really dominated, as you said. And again, I go back to what I said before. They jumped off to a 2-run lead in the first inning. As you look at it right there, the National League 27 wins, and the American League 18 with 1 tie.
3-2 to Cedeno with Griffey at first and 2 outs. There goes Griffey. Good shot to left field. Back goes Luzinski near the fence, and that's out of here. Home run by Cesar Cedeno.
No telling how long he's going to play.
Joe Morgan will lead it off for the National League. And I tell you, one of the sights tonight would be if a ball is hit in between any of the outfielders, with Zisk not really a gazelle in left field, Yastrzemski limping in center field, and Jackson not exactly a Gold Glove winner. That ball may be hit in between them. They'll run for a week and a half, may have to catch a cab to catch up with the ball. At any rate, Joe Morgan leads it off. Morgan is hitting .310 on the season with 12 home runs and 47 runs batted in. All-Star game is underway with a high fastball, and it's ball 1.
Ain't got any fighter.
Inside. Carlton Fisk said that Palmer will call his own game. All Fisk has to do is remember what finger he put down. High, and it's ball 3.
He's thrown pretty hard. He was telling us before the ball game his arm's been tired. He has the amazing total of 188 innings pitched up till this point. It's just past the halfway mark of the season. He said, my arm's been dragging. Doesn't look like it right now.
There's a strike. He's popping that big mid of Carlton Fisk. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball game just underway. Out of play. Well, if you think that this game is going to be dripping with strategy, watch the way Fisk flashes his signs. Just like on the playground, guys. 1's a fastball, 2's a curve. Uh-oh. That's deep. Way back there. Jackson near the wall. 1-0.
Fastball. Gave the National League a quickie. Palmer has given up, Joe, a lot of home runs this year. Unusual for him. He's given up 20 so far this season. He made it for the National League.
I think they lost the play, Tony, on Yastrzemski's relay. He didn't have a whole lot on it. Kind of an infield fly he threw to Burleson. Yastrzemski with that bad foot had to hurt him, and it's a 2-0 lead. Luzinski takes it high. Ball 1. This National League, they're starting out early. They got some gunners. They got some wreckers. Bounces away from Fisk, and heading for third is Foster. It's a wild pitch. This telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball. Is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited.
Billy Martin not taking any chances. He has very hurriedly gotten somebody warmed up from the Cleveland Indians, Jim Kern.
2 balls, no strikes on Greg Luzinski, and he is a real good cripple shooter. What a cut he had, but that was a good pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Billy Martin's got his infield in, which is dangerous with a guy like this up there.
Boy, I tell you, those married men don't like to play in with Luzinski hitting. Fouls it back out of play. He's really been on a tear. Last week, he had 15 RBIs in 6 games. He had a ball on a trademark in Philadelphia and hit the upper part of the facade in left field. Foster's at third. He doubled to drive in a run. He's on third on a wild pitch. And Tom Lasorda, Dodger manager, give him credit. He had the green light up all the way for Dave Parker. Big strides that he took. Curveball stays inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes as we look at our shot with a handheld camera. Gives you a pretty good idea of the defense on the left side for Greg Luzinski on a full count. And that's the way it looks from above. Foul out of play.
Everything's upstairs that Jimmy's throwing. Breaking ball's been up high, shoulder high. Fastball's been up high. When his arm's a little tired, he likes to sink that fastball. He can get the ground balls, but he hasn't done it so far tonight. He was born in New York.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back again. With the pregame ceremonies and all, Jim Palmer must feel like he's been warming up since 6:30, and now Luzinski is fouling off all these pitches. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-0. National League leading. A leadoff home run by Morgan, a single by Parker, and a double by Foster. Parker scored all the way from first. One-on-one.
Jim Palmer has never been a big strikeout pitcher, but he's always been able to get the strikeout when he needs it. These are the kind of situations when he gets a little extra on his fastball. He just hasn't been able to do it tonight. He says the DH cause a lot of wear and tear on pitchers' arms. Pitching those tough innings, late in ball games, not being taken out.
Deep to right field. Reggie Jackson's going back near the wall at bye-bye. Home run.
Why they call him the bull? He just kept fighting pitchers off, fighting him off. Let's see where that ball was. It looked like it might have been in on him. He just hung with it. He was
The Goodyear blimp Mayflower flying atop as we see Steve Garvey. It'll be Garvey, Parker, and Foster. Garvey was out on strikes his first time up.
You know, Jim Palmer yesterday had a good long session with Ron Fairley. He's the Toronto Blue Jays representative of the All-Star team. And he talked over every National League hitter. Fairley, of course, came over from the National League. Fairley didn't give him too good advice so far.
Well, he may have given him good advice.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. It's like the fighter who blesses himself. It'll help him if he can fight.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a lot of information, but if you can't get that ball in the right spot, forget it. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steve Garvey. If there was ever a ball player that played this game with a good housekeeping seal stuck on him somewhere, it's this guy. Uses a golf grip, just that top hand, the bat is just barely in his fingers, and he throws the barrel of that bat at the ball. Good power. And there's a pretty good example. It is a foul ball.
You can't beat that combination up at the plate of quickness and strength. With the quickness, he can get around on that inside pitch. Watch this. Looks like he might have hung a breaking ball, a head down on the ball. Perfect example of a hitting clinic for you kids.
Those arms.
Oh.
Both hands on the ball, and you can see the muscles pop out like Popeye when he swings. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Palmer's curveball, he's bouncing it, hoping that Garvey would chase the bad ball. Jim Palmer. Deep to left center field. Disc is going way back. Forget about it. Home run for Garvey. 3rd home run of the game. That is the longest by far. Oh, that ball really was given a ride.
That is the tough part of the ballpark in Yankee Stadium. When you get to the center field side of that 387 sign, Billy Martin now out to talk to Palmer. There's Garvey, being graded by Tom Seaver, Joe Nuxall. Garvey follows instructions well. Spring training this year, his manager, Tom Lasorda, said, I want you to hit more home runs. Well, he's at 22, more than he's ever hit. 20 feet.
1 ball, 1 strike.
36-ounce bat used by Scott.
2 balls and 1 strike. Whoops, laid off. 3 balls and a strike against Scott. Deep to right center field, way back there. This ball could be out of here. It is.
Well, he's making it interesting. I believe the Boomer got all of that one to the American League bench. Ellie Howard, Dick Hauser to the Yankee coach.
So they're 2 away, and here is Fred Lynn. Outside, ball 1. Lynn with 24 home runs. Leads the American League, hitting .323. Fastball misses.
I wasn't sure, Tony, till just before game time whether he would start, too, wasn't it?
They had 2 lineups. Chet Lemon of the White Sox was scheduled to lead off, but Lynn came to Bob Lemon, the manager, said, I can play.
There's a strike. Fred Lynn, along with Tom Seaver from USC, and there is Rod Dado, the baseball coach, and take a look at those 3 on the same team. It's Lynn Smalley and Steve Kemp on the same team yet.
1974, they also had on that ball club Rich Dower of the Orioles. Whew. A couple other guys came. Kingman's not here, but he went to school there. Seaver went there. could go on and on, couldn't you, Tom?
Steve Busby, Ron Fairley. It's amazing the amount of men that Coach Dato's put out of that fine university, boy.
You stop to think as we have a 2-2 count, 2 outs on Fred Lynn, that they were on the same team. Go to the big leagues is enough, but to be on an all-star team is really something. Well hit, deep to right field, near the wall. Nobody will get this one.
So far, it has been
Pinch hitter from the New York Mets, and this is another up-and-coming young star.
First All-Star appearance, and I think what's interesting of these two teams' makeup, 19 first-time All-Stars are in this park today. Talk about anybody fearful that baseball does not have any new young stars. That'll disprove it.
Mazzilli takes it high, ball 1. Fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. American League leading 6-5. Lee Mazzilli. Youngster worked hard to overcome physical handicap growing up as a youngster. Wanted to be a ball player. Stayed with the daily exercises. Phil Cavaretta, great Cub, worked with him as the batting instructor when he's with the Mets, and here he is in an all-star game. Well hit to left field, down the line. Nobody's going to get this one. It is a home run. Lee Mazzilli ties it up. Look at that bench.
There's a happy young man right there, Lee Mazzilli. I had the pleasure of playing with him for a couple of years.